Happy Friday, everybody. We're going to be getting started. My name is, welcome, first of all. Welcome to the PIHRA Membership Orientation webinar. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. I'll introduce myself in a second once you see my photo. But just quickly, the goal is to be as interactive as possible. It is difficult to get people to ask questions via the phone line. So what we usually do is if you have a question, just type it into the question box or chat box, whatever you see on your end, and we'll be stopping periodically to make sure those questions are answered. If I cannot answer your question in a comprehensive way, I will make sure to note the question and follow up with you via email or whatever way makes the most sense. I do have a prize for the person who sticks with us till the end and answers a trivia question. So it's not going to be anything difficult, but it could be anything from, why do our members love PIHRA to, something about our history. So please stay engaged, and you'll get this lovely padfolio that you see. All right, well, I think that we can start with introductions now. Oh, before I begin, I want to make sure everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, can you just type in hello, or I can hear you into the chat box, please? Great, you can hear me. All right, that's a good sign. So let's get started. So my name is Lily Arguello. I'm there in the middle, and I'm the membership manager here at PIHRA, and I am really passionate about helping people be successful in their careers and helping organizations be successful. My past life was as an organizational development consultant, and then I moved on to the nonprofit area, ended up at the Girl Scouts of Greater LA, and that's where I was recruited away via LinkedIn by our fearless leader here at PIHRA. So coming to PIHRA was a perfect marriage of my HR development background and my association membership background. So I'm really glad to be here. And then also with me today is Elisette, who's on the right, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for taking an hour at least out of your Friday to be with us. My name is Elisette Chapin, and I'm the membership coordinator. I'm on the far right of the page. I'm usually the first person you can speak to if you dial the main number on our phone line. And I'm very accessible. You can always reach me, contact us if you ever have questions about membership, about the organization. If you have any trouble logging in, me and Lily are always available to help you. But yeah, thank you again for joining us, and I hope that you get the most out of this webinar. So please stay engaged and ask us questions, because I'm also available to answer your questions as the webinar goes on.
Yes, Elisa's going to be moderating the questions and helping me answer them, or just making me pause if there is one. Also on this slide is Dylan Robertson, the VP of Membership Development. He's a volunteer leader on the executive committee, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about volunteerism with PIHRA. So he is great, and he's full of energy and has a lot of great ideas about different sorts of campaigns and how to engage our members more. So if you ever need to reach any of us, our contact information is on the slide. We'll be talking, hopefully not more than 45 minutes with you. I really want to honor your time and get you out of here right around 12:45, because I know it's lunchtime. And but always feel free to reach back out to us. You're going to be getting a copy of these slides pretty much within an hour after the call, so don't worry about taking too many notes. And yes, we're here. We want to make sure you get the most out of your membership. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about PIHRA and our history. So our mission is to provide communities, professional development, and resources to advance human resources professionals. So I'm going to be talking throughout this webinar about, what are the communities that we have for you? What sorts of professional development opportunities do we provide in terms of learning sessions and conferences and seminars that are coming up? And also, what other resources we have available to you online, different tools and compliance centers that you can access while you're in the office and you don't have time to, be reaching out to people or anything like that. I always know that I like some online resources in my toolkit. A little bit about PIHRA. We were founded in 1944, and this is when I always say that we were founded before SHRM, Society of Human Resource Management, who is the global society for HR practitioners. They were founded in 1948. But yeah, a group of personnel managers got together at that time and needed to get together to think about where was the HR profession going? What was the sort of training that HR leaders or personnel or industrial relations folks needed back then to progress in the career and really help organizations be successful? So they decided to start the association, and at that time, they called the association the Personnel and Industrial Relations Association, PIHRA, P-I-R-A. And they first met in Los Angeles. So some of you who have been around for a long time or maybe were introduced to PIHRA by a long-timer may have heard of the district numbers. So PIHRA Los Angeles is District 1 because that's where that first group met to talk about the future of HR here in Los Angeles. So that's a little bit of a history lesson on us. We've continued to evolve. We've gone through a couple of names, but now we are pretty solid as professionals in Human Resources Association, PIHRA, and we'll talk a little bit about a couple of our flagship seminars and conferences, but one of them was the annual PIHRA conference, which was probably started as a one-day and eventually became a three-day conference. So now it's not called the PIHRA conference, annual conference anymore. It's called the California HR conference. So that gives you a sense of how we've evolved in the last 75-ish years. And we're going to continue to evolve and grow, and we're really excited about that here. So let me introduce you to a couple key players. Patty Ann Sprinkle, she's also a volunteer leader. She is our 2018 and 2019 president of the board. She has over 30 years experience as an HR professional. She recently retired and decided to give back to PIHRA. She had been a PIHRA leader for many years, including the chair of PIHRA Antelope Valley, which she helped launch. So she's very accessible and fun and wants to hear from you. So I believe we have her contact information in the slide deck at the end, but if not, you could always reach out to us and we'll provide that for you. Rafael Rivera, who's also on this slide, is the executive director of PIHRA. He's the one that recruited me away from the Girl Scouts through LinkedIn. So if you don't have a LinkedIn, a comprehensive LinkedIn profile, please have one because you can get hired away that way. He has extensive experience in developing associations and creating top-notch conference programming. I really credit him for the growth we've had in the California HR conference, for expanding that brand. And if you didn't attend the California HR conference this last year, please put it in your training budget to come in 2019. It was stupendous. There's over 70 learning sessions. The amount of networking receptions is phenomenal. And HR people like to have fun, so we have a lot of fun. It's really one of the highlights of my year. So these are our fearless leaders, and I think Rafael and PIHRA and Patty have done a great job in helping us define our future strategy, and so I look forward to having you be a part of that. So here's a little bit about who your cohort is in terms of members. Right now, I think my last number was a little over 4,200 members in September. Our goal is to grow. The most of our members are in the manager generalist area. So mostly HR practitioners in the manager and generalist area. You see here, let's see if I can find a pointer here. You see here that around 26% are at the HR coordinator level, and 24% and above, 24% are directors and above. So that's kind of who represents our membership base. We also have what we call service providers. That's 11% of our membership base, and those are folks who are natural partners to the HR professional. So it could be anyone from a staffing person to an insurance broker to financial services, 401k folks. So that's at 11%, and they always provide great resources for you. 35% of our members are HR certified, either through HRCI or SHRM. So it's important for our members to be certified. All of our programs, or the majority of our programs, offer recertification credit. So we're actually having a webinar today where you can, it's approved for one credit, I believe, one PDC, I think they're called, and that's free for members. The top industries represented by our members are manufacturing, consulting, and healthcare. And then just in terms of breakdown of company size, most of our members work in companies that are have employees of between 100 and 500. So that gives you a sense of who the people you're networking are going to be. And I don't see any questions, so I'll just keep going. Oh, still my drawing tools. What does the PIHRA membership provide? So I've been able to monetize that for you, and for $150 per year, depending on if you're renewing, that might change, but you get $3,000 worth of value each year. What I hear most from our members is the networking is what they come for the most part. I've heard our members say that they've built lifelong relationships, and those are things that are very hard to quantify. And so when I talk to new members or prospective members, I talk to them about PIHRA being the place where you can have that local face-to-face connections that will help you build the board of directors or that group of coaches and guiders that will help you through your career. So, for example, you might have heard of your personal board of directors. Well, this is where you're going to build your personal board of directors. If you ever have an issue at work that you really can't talk to, you know, I worked with HR a lot when I was a consultant, and I know that it could be a very stressful and isolating position. Sometimes you feel like you're all alone. Well, with PIHRA, you don't have to feel like that. If there's something going on that you really can't discuss internally, or you want to get some outside experience just to talk to someone that might have gone through this is where you're going to find those people. So that's really priceless. You also get the HR advisor. If you bought that alone, it'd be around $1,200 for the year. We have an award-winning HR compliance center, which is all online. Just the employee handbook builder and the job description builder would cost you around $1,000 if you were to purchase that separately. And then you get discounts on all our monthly meetings and seminars and our annual conference, which I told you about. And if you went to all of them, for example, you would save a little bit over $600. And then we have other great resources, which I'm going to get into some detail, but this is kind of, you know, what you get from PIHRA. So I want to make sure that I bring this up to make sure that you utilize these. And we're here to help you. If you can't figure out how to access these services, we're here to help you do that. If you're not a member and want to become a member, here's what we offer in a nutshell. And we also have a promo code, PIHRA15, for $15 off the $150 membership fee. So, we know California, excuse me, we know California law through our legal update, which I'll talk about in a moment. I already talked about the connecting with other HR professionals, and we have consistent professional development. We have 17 chapters that meet consistently every month. So there's going to be a topic that is going to come up that you'll need to know more about. I guarantee that. So we offer a lot to our members. We also have a PIHRA premium benefit level, and this is a couple things of what we already have. However, the difference is that you get the Think HR, which is the Ask an HR Advisor hotline. It's unlimited calls per year, and our members really love calling that hotline. You also get, instead of just a federal handbook builder, you get that 50-state employee handbook builder, and then you get PIHRA Learn, which doesn't come with the regular PIHRA membership, and that is enterprise-wide learning management system that you can administer to all your employees. It also includes the AB 1825, which is a mandatory training for all supervisors, and over 250, I think it's now 300 courses, and you can administer that all from online. So it's an absolutely fabulous tool. If anyone has any questions about that, let us know. We can send you more information on that. Okay, I talked a lot about networking. It's really important that you not wait until you're facing a layoff or you're so unhappy at work that you need to get out of there immediately. It's really about, and I'm going to mention this again, it's really about who knows you. So get out there. Get to know people. I'm not one of those people that like to do that social networking piece, but it's really critical to your career and to all of our careers to get out there in advance so that people get to know us and we get to know people. And there's a statistic out there that 80% of the people that find a job, they find it through their network, not necessarily putting out, completing online applications or sending out resumes. It's really about getting to know people and people knowing you and telling you about job openings. So, but anyway, get out there. There's 17 chapters. Here's the map. We go as far north as Antelope Valley and Ventura County. We go as far east as Coachella Valley. And as far south as, let me highlight these things, far south as South Orange County. And then we go to the beach here in West LA and South Bay. So the South Orange County group, they're our largest chapter with over 650 members right now. They meet out of Newport Beach at the Newport Beach Radisson, which is really close to the John Wayne Airport. Our second largest is LA, that's District 1, our original district. The third largest is North Orange County. They're a great group. They meet out of Anaheim. And then Coachella Valley, like I said, they meet out of Desert. They're the far east as you can get in our greater LA area, and they meet out of Desert Hot Springs. If you have any questions about any of these chapters, please let us know. They're so welcoming. I'm also willing to introduce you to the key officers. Something important to note is that these chapters function pretty autonomously. They have their own board. They set up their annual professional development on their own based on their volunteer leaders and their members' feedback. And they're just a great group. They're a great group. So please, what I encourage people to do is go to a couple of them that are convenient for you and find out where you fit, because each of the chapters has its own culture, just like any organization. So I want you to feel comfortable, and so find a place where you feel really connected, and that's where you're going to get the most out of those communities. So as I mentioned, right now we have right around 4,250 members. They represent over 2,400 companies. There's ways to network all of those people in one place at our upcoming PIHRA annual legal update. I'm going to get into some detail on that in a bit. And also at the California HR conference, which I told you about. It was just, what a fabulous event this year, right, Elisa? It was just great. Now let's get into some of the details here. We also have, on top of our 17 chapters, we have what we call special interest groups, and the PIHRA Foundation is one of them. They are a separate 501c3 entity, as a matter of fact, and their purpose is just to raise money to offer scholarships and programs to HR professionals or those who are interested in HR, and they also serve the community. For example, they have a scholarship application opening right now. They're offering grants for people who are interested in getting their HR certification, or also to folks who are getting their undergraduate degree and their graduate degree in human resources. So that deadline is coming up quickly on November 16th. And so you would go to PIHRA.org/foundation. I don't think they get a lot of people applying, so please apply, or if you have anyone on your team or anyone you know who may be interested, get them to apply. I do see a question, so let me just go through these next two bullets and then I'll answer that question. They also offer stipends to the California HR Conference. Usually they open the applications in June, and the deadline's usually the first week of July. And that's really open to, I believe it's only open to people who are in transition. In other words, who are not employed or underemployed at the time. They raise money through the silent auction, which they host at the California HR Conference every year, and it's just a fun auction. You could also volunteer with the PIHRA Foundation. They're always looking for volunteers. They were founded, I think, in the late 1980s, and as part of their work, they actually published a pamphlet to support workforce readiness in California. The pamphlet is called You and Your First Job, and that is available through their website if you want to utilize that for any sort of degree programs you work with, high school students work with, or even middle school programs. They do from time to time send delegations to community colleges and high schools to talk about doing mock interviews and just talk about, you know, what it's like to look for that first job and what are the things that you need to look out for. I think they also have another brochure. I forget what it's called. It's You and Your First Job. I think there's another one, which it's escaping me, but it's a great group. So let me pause and see about this question. Thank you so much. Is there a way to designate on LinkedIn that we are official PIHRA members? You can, I know that we don't have an official way for you to do that. However, you can put in your volunteer, I think there's a volunteer experience section, or if you put in a resume, you can say that, maybe it wouldn't be volunteer, it'd be kind of like certifications or other. You could say that you're a PIHRA member. I think what is best to put on your LinkedIn is that you're a PIHRA volunteer. So you would have to volunteer to do that. And I think that way you can include it in the resume section of LinkedIn, but as a member, you would just have to put it under other, because it's really just saying you're a member. As a volunteer, you could put it into your resume, and then it would pull our logo in that way. So hopefully that answers your question. If you would like to talk a little bit further about that, I'm open to that. Just email me separately. Thank you so much for the question. In terms of other specialty groups, we have Club PIHRA, and this is the fun side of HR, at least that's what I like to call it. But they who specialize in helping people or HR practitioners who are responsible for the company picnic, the Christmas party, the employee recognition program, and they connect you once a quarter with vendors or other sorts of partners that can help you. For instance, they had an event just last week at the Commerce Casino. I think it's called the Crown Plaza Commerce Casino, and their events are always fun. And what's great is that they also have a fun aspect to it as well. So I don't know if it's exactly in this sequence, but they have kind of a vendor fair where you can meet event solutions people, people from venues that you might be interested in hosting an event at, etc. And then they'll have a meal, so it'll either be breakfast or lunch, and then they'll bring in a speaker for a professional development piece, which would be related to whatever topic they think is important, not necessarily related to the venue. And so you could receive recertification credit. So this event was at the Commerce Casino. I think they also had they did a little bit of teaching people how to play. I don't know. I have a feeling they did. Last time they all went to Magic Mountain. So after the event, and they're pretty reasonably priced. So if you go to Magic Mountain, you pay $35 for the event, and then you get into the venue. So I thought that was really reasonable. They're a fun group, so always feel free to check them out. We also have the PIHRA Young Professionals. I'm really proud of this group. I helped launch this program in 2015, and we actually won the SHRM Pinnacle Award for our work in this area. They have their own committee and their own group of volunteers, so if any of you are interested in young professionals, feel free to reach out to me or Elisette, and we can make an introduction for you. They just had an event as well in last week. It was called the Millennials Guide to a Thriving Career. So it was a career development workshop in the evening. And most of the programs are pretty affordably priced, right around $35. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, at the chapter meetings, there is a cost because there's usually a meal component, and we have to pay for the venue. So just to prepare you, at the monthly meetings, you would have to pay to go, but members get a discount. So make sure that when you speak to your supervisor or when you're planning your own training budget, that you include a little bit of budget to go to at least 3 or 4 of the meetings per year, just to keep your knowledge base up to date and to make sure that you're connected with the HR community here locally. Please follow the YP group on LinkedIn or on Twitter, and if you want to keep updated with their meetings, just go to this URL, PIHRA.org/YPmail, and we'll get you on the distribution list. Volunteer opportunities. So I talked a lot about this so far, I believe. It's not who you know, it's who knows you. And I think volunteering is a great opportunity to hone your leadership skills. And, if I was an employer and I saw my employee volunteering outside, it really means a lot of different things. It means that they're proactive. It means that they care about their community. It believes that they're trying to develop skills that are sometimes a little bit intangible. So the planning skills, the teamwork skills, the time management skills. So it really sends a great signal to employers. Now, maybe not all employers will feel that way, but I think most of the best ones would support you in volunteering. So there's various ways to volunteer with PIHRA. You could be a PIHRA conference volunteer. Those volunteers, you'd sign up, go to the CaliforniaHRConference.org site, and there's a way there where you could sign up to get on that mailing list, or just reach out to me and Elisette, and we'll make sure to give you the contact for that. There is an application process because we have so many people wanting to volunteer. And it's a limited time volunteer position, so it's not a big deal, but you do get 1 day of the conference for free. So you'd volunteer 1 day and then get 1 day to attend for free, which is a great way budget in your professional development for the year. You could take on a committee position either at the chapter level or at the PIHRA-wide level. So we have the conference committee. Those also the conference committee, for example, you would have to go through an application process just because they're planning out all the learning sessions for the conference. So there's some criteria that you would need to meet. But at the chapter level, all of the different positions are really looking for help. So if you want a short-term position just to kind of see what it's like, and if you enjoy working with PIHRA, I think a committee position at the chapter level is a great idea. You could also be a chapter board member. You could be the chair of a chapter, vice chair. They need hospitality folks, sponsorship folks, program folks. So you would be helping plan the future of a chapter, which is a great, great way to gain a lot of exposure within the community. And then once you are a chapter volunteer leader, then you can consider becoming an executive committee leader, and that's being on the board of PIHRA. So that's a designated board position with governance responsibility and just a great way to round out your career. If you have more questions about volunteering, go to PIHRA.org/volunteer, or you can always reach out to me and Elisette, and we'll do our best to help answer any of those questions. These are some things that are happening, right now, because it's the holidays, we're a little light on the networking opportunities and the more fun types of things to do. So we have an event coming today, like I think I mentioned it at the beginning. There's a free webinar for members called, right at 1:30, called Maximizing Productivity and Minimizing Risks of the Remote Workplace. You probably should have already registered for that, but you might want to check to see if registration is still open. I'm not sure. On next week, it's the Wednesday the 24th, PIHRA Woodland Hills is having their fall mixer at Todo Bien Kitchen in Woodland Hills. And then some of the chapters may go dark in December, and others may be having an event, like Coachella Valley is having their annual holiday celebration dinner on the 13th. So please check out our chapters. They really do a lot of great things. If you're one of those people like me who can't get out of the office, or it's hard to get away from home in the evenings, there's some online networking opportunities. We have the PIHRA Forum. Here's the URL for it. We have PIHRA LinkedIn group. As a member, you get automatic approval to join that group. I think we're much over 8,600 now. I don't know where we're at, but between 8,600 and 10,000 people in our LinkedIn group. And you could always connect with us on Facebook at our company page, and we also have a group. So just search for PIHRA or go to this URL. I don't see a lot of questions today. All right. Hopefully you're not bored. Are you guys still with me? Hope so. Okay. Still got people on. Okay. Again, please ask any questions you may have. Here's some other. Oh, I have a question. So I just had to prompt them, or they just tell me they're still here. Thanks, Laura. Okay. Here is something pretty new that we're still trying to get out. So PIHRA Social Link. This is kind of a Facebook type of community within the PIHRA website. So you would sign in, and you usually get directly to this page. It's called the My Feed page. Here, let me highlight it for you. And so you can introduce yourself, you can ask questions right here in this box. Other people are asking questions or inviting you to things. This is something that you may want to utilize if you want to reach out in a different way to the PIHRA community. Okay, I think I see a question. Let's see. Nope. Any other questions out there? I see a question mark. But nope. Okay. So I'm going to continue to move forward. And So let's talk about the learning opportunities coming up here. We have a couple great events. As a member, I already said, you get the minimum $15 off any registration fees to our monthly meetings and our seminars and conferences. What's coming up is Strategic Leader. This is a strategic HR program that's coming up on November 1st at the Innovation Center called The Cove at University of California, Irvine. It's a great little spot. If you haven't gone, I encourage you to go. If it's too far for you, it's going to be on demand. It's an evening event, and we have 3 sessions that we're planning out for you. One is with Dr. Deidre Carlock, I believe is her name, and she's going to talk about what are the sorts of questions as an HR community or professional that you need to start asking to help pave the road for the future of your organization. So HR is critical in organizations, or you should be critical in your organization to help kind of kick off a strategic planning process. So she's going to talk a little bit about the organizational assessment phase of strategic planning, and what are the sorts of questions that you should start asking and get answered. Then we're going to go into a case study with an actual group of employees from the organization on which the case study was made, and basically talk about the framework, the organizational development framework they use to revamp the performance management program. So that's going to be really interesting. You're going to be able to ask questions of the employees that help lead this process during this event. And then we're going to kind of wrap it all up at the end with, I forget the person's name, Ramona Agrella, Dr. Ramona Agrella, I think is her name. And she's going to talk about how to shift corporate culture and what that looks like. So this is going to be a great strategic HR. I'm kind of an OD nerd, so this is my thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make this event because I have an event the night before, but if you can, definitely go. And there's a URL here in case you're interested in that. So up next, I want to talk to you about our flagship employment law conference. Our members come to us for this conference because we know California law. We've been doing this conference, I think it's like 36 years now, so you won't want to miss it. We're expanding. We used to be in 3 locations. Now we're added a 4th location. So we're going to be in Riverside. I think it's like the first week in January at the Riverside Convention Center. Then we're going to be at the Burbank, LA Marriott in Burbank, kind of the week after. And then we'll be, I think this is not in chronological order. I think we're going to be in Orange County is our first stop in Anaheim. But we'll end up at the end of January. This is all in January at the La Jolla Marriott in San Diego County. So great place to get the information you need on the laws that are going to affect your policies. So it's great to prepare for your business planning cycle. So come. You'll meet a lot of different people. We have up to 400 people per practitioners attend at each location. So I'll be at all of them, so please come find me if you decide to go. We have online learning opportunities. Like I said, we have the webinar going on today. We have an online learning system just for our members that it's primarily HR related, and a lot of them, the modules are low cost or free. We also have the California HR conferences on demand there, and some of our legal updates. So those are pretty nominal costs. Here's the URL in case you're interested in checking that out. We also have tools and discounts that are available to you. I talked about the PIHRA Workplace, which is our compliance center here called PIHRA Comply. We have PIHRA Live, which is the Ask an HR Advisor telephone-based consulting service. And then we have this PIHRA Learn, which is with the premium product, which we talked about. So let's talk a little bit about accessing this. It is a separate login and username. So you should have received our partners, Think HR, and you should have received a welcome email from them. If you have not and you're a member, and it's been at least 4 weeks, let me know as soon as possible so we can make sure that you have access and that you have your login all set up. Usually your login is going to be the email address that you use as your primary email for your membership, and then the password you'll set up through that email that they send to you. You'd log in here at the PIHRA Workplace URL, and there's all kinds of different tools on there. There are, here's an idea of what you can access there. Oh, here's PIHRA Live. So the PIHRA Live is a telephone-based consulting. Did I skip something? I feel like I skipped something. Maybe not. Okay. I wanted to talk to you about the Compliance Center, but there's webinars on the Compliance Center, there's employment law summaries, there's the job description builder, there's a compensation tool there. There's so much there, so you just have to spend some time on there. On PIHRA Live, if you get a quick question or a quick problem that you don't know who to call about, call PIHRA Live. They will answer the phone 11 hours per day. I've called before. They gave me an answer right away, and they followed up with some documentation via email. So that's a great, great service to have. Oh, here's the PIHRA Comply slide that I was thinking about. So these are all the things that you can find on PIHRA Comply. They have a webinars library, compensation analytics tool, a performance review tool, so much here. They have thousands of forms and templates that you can use. So you definitely a value added there. And this is PIHRA Learn. So this is what's included in the new premium benefit that we started this year. It is an additional cost of around $1,000, but this enterprise learning management system alone would have cost you $10,000. I mean, you can train your whole employee base. You can create learning tracks. So for example, say that you have manufacturing employees, you can take them through a whole series of safety training. Like I said, it also includes the AB 1825 supervisor training, which is that mandatory training. You can send all of your supervisors through that. They have harassment training, so you can send all of your employees through the harassment training. They could even print out their own certifications, proving that they finished the training. So this is great. I couldn't say enough good things about it. We also have a career center. PIHRA members get 20% off when they post a job, and our members get, I think it's once or twice a month, they get an email with the latest, hottest HR jobs. So you should all be looking for your next great opportunity. Again, just because you will always want to get challenged and make sure that you're looking out for your own best interest. We also are sending out the postings of HR jobs via LinkedIn, via my Twitter. So I'm at PIHRA membership. So if you want to get quick access to the latest jobs, sign up or become a member you want to like our LinkedIn page and then become a member of our LinkedIn group. I think it's also going out via Facebook. So become a member of our Facebook group and all that. So you make sure you have that. This is a great benefit as well. This is a career transition support application through, it's called Your Next Step through CareerArc. And you can sign up for a free license. They have a whole bunch of different, like a resume builder workshop on there. But one of the things I really like is they have a video tool so that you can videotape yourself answering interview questions. So you can actually record and look back at yourself answering. You want to make sure that you're answering questions in an intelligent way and being cognizant of your nonverbals so that you're sending the message that you really want to get across. So if you're in transition or looking for your next great opportunity, this is a place you may want to land and check out. They also have tons of corporate summaries on there. If you're looking at the different companies that you want to work for, they have a lot of research on here, so great tool. All right, I'm getting close to 12:45. if you want to find out if you are eligible for free customized employee training, PIHRA members can get that too. Just reach out to Troy Berry at Custom Corporate Communications. They're a great partner of ours. I know that Oakley, the sunglass company, they're eligible for this training, and they do great training. I just went, and I think they did a strength deployment inventory training, and it was fabulous, and it was free. We have member-only discounts, and here, if you're ever in your pajamas one night and you're trying to print out your receipt for your PIHRA membership, go to PIHRA Resources and this website FAQs and member how-to guide. Hopefully that will help you. If not, reach out to us via email or call us, and we'll do the best we can to help you out with that. If you're a SURE member, please designate us as your primary chapter, and you could do that at this link right here. They would kick back a small percentage, I think it's probably like $5 of your SHRM membership fee, so that we can continue to grow and offer you the professional development that you need. You are going to hear from us. So here's some communications that you should expect to receive from us. And if you want to sign up for any additional notifications, you can go to PIHRA.org/stay-informed. We all want to hear from you. I am really good with email, and so does Elisette. That's one of my expectations of our team, is that we try to get back to you within 24 hours of an email in a working week. So I want to make sure that you feel heard. I'll do the best I can to do that. And so, and here's the rest of my team. You're going to get this slide deck, so don't worry. And please stay connected. Have a community. If it's not the PIHRA community, I understand, although I want you to be a part of the PIHRA community. But let's just all work together. It's really important that you not isolate, and that you find a community that you're comfortable with, a professional community, a personal community, so that you can really thrive in this world. Thank you so much. I think you're still with me. I do have a question that I'm going to ask for you to win this beautiful Padfolio. You guys are all really quiet. Oh my gosh, so let's see what happens, Elisette. Okay, the first person who can write in the chat box the year that PIHRA was founded wins the Padfolio. The year that PIHRA was founded. I did tell everybody, right? Oh, okay, we got some answers. Oh, no one's correct yet. Okay, I'm going to have to pick anyone else. Ah, one correct. Terry, T-A-R-I, you won. It was 1944. The rest of you had the year SHRM was founded. So Terry Gilliam, congratulations, you've won the PIHRA Padfolio. Thank you all for being here. We're going to contact you within the hour with the slide deck, and also Terry, contact you separately to make sure we can get this Padfolio to you. Thank you. Call us, email us, and make sure you get the most out of your PIHRA membership, and tell your friends.